I've shown all my lessons this new drill. It makes irons, compression, so addictive. Look at them. This drill, I call it frame the golf ball. Now it works on staying centered in the backswing, but also learning to strike the irons. And this ball will disappear like this. We'll learn to strike this side of the blue line, not this side. It's such a good visual, it's such a good key. You can understand why I call it frame the ball. I've got these little furry like wires, so they're quite stiff. And just from Amazon, dead cheap, dead easy to get. And then I've just made it attached around here, roughly I guess like a foot above, and then a little circle. I'm placing this in the ground, and what I'm trying to do is then when you address the golf ball, we're trying to then position it, might need to see a little tweak, a little bend, to where the circle really does frame the golf ball. So when you're looking at it from that sort of player cam perspective, you can see the blue is framing the entire golf ball. Now, I'm doing this with 7-iron. This is definitely where I'd start with this, but you can do it with any club. The only thing to bear in mind, the framing will look a little different as the ball goes further up in your stance. It might not frame the ball entirely. The reason I like it with 7-iron, it really just gets you more towards the middle of your stance. It gets you to stand in a position where it's dead easy to frame the golf ball, okay? So let's talk why this drill works so well. Now, Pauline has asked a question here on the channel saying, I find my irons difficult to hit. So do I always look ahead or at the golf ball? Well, this is what I would say is a great drill of training to control the bottom of the arc. Now, if you want to get involved, simply subscribe, turn the bell, and just put what you need help with down below. So the first thing I want you to look at here, again, we start in the position where the ball is framed, but use this alignment stick. It's a little 2-for-1 here. In the backswing, I want you to really feel this alignment stick stays in the center of your body. If it was sort of extended as a piece of glass this way. If we're struggling to hit our irons and then therefore struggling to strike this side of the blue, what we'll simply find is one of the key areas is moving too off, okay? So practice, trying to feel the alignment stick stays more in the middle of the body. And you know, it was absolute genius when I was telling James the other day, stand in front of your doors at home, watch the doors and try and feel as you stay inside that pane of glass, not move off. So simply, the first phase of this, which is crucial, try and keep the alignment stick in the center of your body. I would really recommend, I'm going to say 6 to 12 reps, just up to the top, back to the golf ball, up to the top, back to the golf ball. Really trying to get that to this, that to this, not move off. That's the first phase, but understand why this is absolutely crucial. So if we just illustrate the importance of that first phase with the hoop here. If I sway off, look where the bottom of my hoop now is sort of touching the ground. Very, very much before the golf ball, isn't it? Quite a long way, really. So I've got to really, on the downswing now, if you look at me full picture, I've got to try and re-center. Obviously, sometimes you might, and you might strike it well, but we're about being consistent and enjoying it. And why it becomes addictive, this, is because it happens more often. Whereas, if I stay more centered to that alignment stick, look how the bottom of my arc stays a little more constant. The bottom of the hoop stays pretty much on the golf ball. So then I've got a better chance of getting that transfer as I turn through, and that allows me to hit down. So the first phase, like I say, we don't need this. 6 to 12 reps. That's what I want you to really practice, really hone in that feeling. Now I'm just going to hit this one away now. You go face on, watch me hit this, and also take some note of the ball flight here too. Oh, just look at the ball flight there. What a difference that made. Oh my. Also, come and have a look at this divot here. This is so important. If you come round to player cam here, so just to give you a perspective, I move out the way, that's where the golf ball was. Look where my divot starts, ahead of the golf ball. Now, that was made possible by the first phase, but also using this frame drill. So if I now place another golf ball back where it was, back in that, and just check it's in the frame, perfect. All I was imagining then is I was feeling as though I was trying to get the divot to happen after I've seen the ball disappear through here. I didn't want to strike here and then see no divot. I was trying to get the ball out of frame, then make my divot. And it's a real nice visual to work to of boom, in there. So this is really just one of those drills which is just so visual. And I think that's why it makes it so addictive, because you can really see, okay, keep the ball in frame, keep centered in the backswing, strike the ball out of the frame, then create our divot. And simply work to those cues. I'm actually still amazed. Let's play that shot again, how good that strike was. From face on, just note how relative to the alignment stick on that slow-mo, how I stay centered. I then work in the downswing to compress that golf ball, just literally working to those visual cues. We don't always need big terms, complex things, just really work to frame the golf ball, practice keeping it in frame, striking it out the frame and through. And when I'm saying keeping it in frame, you're seeing visually that you're keeping that circle around that golf ball through the backswing. If you sway off the alignment stick, that golf ball will come out of frame, making it very hard, as we had with our hoop, to strike that golf ball away. Let me hit another one here because that felt absolutely bloody lovely. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.